So in my role as a Drupal practice lead, I manage a team of over 300 people globally within our different regions and different countries and different delivery centers, I will call them, all of them working on Drupal related projects. I also work with our internal alliance team that actually works directly with Acquia partner alliance team. And together we work on strategies, go to market, training, and a whole bunch of other things to make sure that we are meeting our clients' desired outcome when it comes to enterprise Drupal, supporting enterprise Drupal. I have many roles. The Drupal practice role is within Accenture. We call that the plus one. That's like my extra, my extra work. But typically, I carry titles such as technology architect or data architect or senior Drupal architect, depending on the client we are working for and depending on the situation. And the Drupal practice within Accenture actually sits in a group we call Accenture Interactive. And Accenture Interactive happens to be the world's largest digital agency that is operating across 125 studios and hubs, innovation centers, and delivery centers in over 120 countries. We are all united by a common vision across the globe. We help our clients reimagine the front office to serve customers and employees better and to provide sustainable growth through new experiences. So, in essence, Accenture Interactive, the Drupal practice, we are all in the business of experience.
What in your mind, because Drupal is your practice, how has Acquia really helped you from a partnership level?
Acquia have helped us in many different ways. So I would say most important is we have a strategic partnership with Acquia because of our volume, right, as a company, and because of our global presence. And with this strategic partnership, we have a global strategic alliance that we manage out of the US. And in each one of the regions, like in Europe, we have a partnership alliance there with our European teams. In AMEA, we have our alliance teams. Basically, in each one of the regions where Acquia have an office or where we have an office, we have a relationship, a kind of a local relationship with the local Acquia team, but everything is then cascaded up back to the global alliance that I manage from the US here together with Acquia. So when it comes to things like training, we work directly with the Acquia enablement team to actually go through each one of our different regions, each one of our different countries where they have presence and where we have presence to actually evaluate, go through a short evaluation with our teams to see where they are with their Drupal skills. And based on those evaluations, we actually propose training that they have to take. And this training, they usually start by using the Acquia Academy that all of our employees have access to. Once they complete that Acquia Academy training, then we take them through some other self-study type of material, most of it also provided by Acquia. And that in combination with their on-the-job training and after having some amount of experience leads them to take the Acquia certification. And we also work closely with Acquia to also get as many of our people certified as possible. So to date, we have over 90 certified developers across the globe, and all 300 plus are trained using the Acquia Training Academy.
I want to flip gears. At the end of the day, we understand it's how we work in tandem with a customer. So it's that triangle, right? Customer, service delivery partner, and the vendor. And in terms of Acquia, I would be curious where you see, have they been very successful for you? What's been that success story that you might be able to share with us?
Uh, There are many. So let me see. Let me pick. Let me pick a few. So one example I can give is I can't name the client because of security reasons, because of our nature of work. But I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, I was actually leading the charge as the chief architect on this specific project. Uh, and one of the first things after I went into the client and had discussions with the client, they wanted to migrate from some other content management system into Drupal. And this was a client that we have already been managing for over 10 years. Our people have been doing all of their website work and all of their applications have been managing, we've been managing them. We're actually hosting them on a private cloud that we built for them, right? So we actually went through that evaluation process and did a lot. Long story short, at some point, after hearing all of their pain point and after hearing all of their new objectives and where they see themselves in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years and how fast they wanted to move, it became very apparent and quickly that we probably need to use something like Acquia because this was a public facing website. So 10 years before that time, it made sense for it to be in our private cloud. Everything else we did up to that point 10 years ago made sense. But as of when we started working on it, some things started looking like they don't make that much sense again in this time that we are in. And looking at the future of 5 years from now and 10 years from now, we said, I think it's going to make more sense to bring them up into an application tune platform. That's how we usually refer to Acquia Cloud, right? It's not just a cloud for anything, but it's tuned for Drupal. It's a cloud tuned for Drupal. And Acquia sleep and wake up and all they think about is Drupal. While we have 100 million things that we sleep and dream and think about, our clients do the same thing. If we want to continue doing this for them, we're going to have to put our resources to it. We're going to have to train them and everything else. So we decided to propose hosting it on Acquia, taking it actually out of our private cloud into the Acquia cloud, not just because of the future that they wanted within the next 5 or 10 years, but it was also about speed to market because we needed to go live at a specific date, and that date we cannot miss because of compliance and regulatory reasons. Their old CMS was going to be out of date. We were migrating gigabytes, over 200 gigabytes of content. This is a website that's been around for close to 20 or 30 years now, right? And looking at all of those things, it used to take them about a week or two due to the complexity just to synchronize environments, to copy things from production to dev or dev to production. And we worked with Acquia. So we reached out to Acquia and said, here is our situation. And we think this fits Acquia Cloud perfectly. Can we work together and put together a solution and convince our client to understand that this solution makes sense for them for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. So we worked on that together. Acquia was very cooperative. Their teams and our teams basically collaboratively worked together on presentations. We created workshops with the client. We went into the workshops. We were able to leverage our Acquia relationship to actually use an Acquia subscription to quickly prototype things in the Acquia cloud to actually show the client in real time what it looks like and what it feels like if you are in Acquia cloud compared to what they had in the past. So with the workshops and those prototypes, we are very quickly able to even solve some of the client pain points. Like, okay, today it takes you about a week or so to synchronize development with production or production with the test environment. Here is how that's done in Acquia Cloud with a real, with a live demonstration of a prototype site that we've built for them in a workshop. And they can see that very quickly. Here is what it looks like to create content and go through the moderation workflow. Here is what it looks like to develop a Drupal website on your local computer using Acquia Dev Desktop and using, at the time, BLT just came out, using something like BLT, how that process goes about to pull, push, build artifact, and deploy it. And after going through all that, it became very clear to the client and to us that this is the way they wanted to go. So the client ended up agreeing to the recommendation to go with Acquia Cloud. And then we went into Acquia Cloud. We were able to basically build a site and then deploy and went live on Acquia Cloud exactly. In fact, we did that. We went live 3 weeks before our scheduled date. So we were able to test and do everything that we were supposed to do. And on the actual go live date, it was basically just do a DNS switch and just take your chair, relax, and do some toast. Right? It was that easy. And we did that. Since we went live to date, for this client, they call it a red card. If you get a red card, that's like a priority one ticket. They used to have on average at least one or two of those every year. It's been 3 years now, we've never had one of them. And COVID came, and we all know what COVID has done to many websites or to many applications on the web because of that move that we made 3 years ago, not even thinking about COVID. There was nothing like COVID, not even thinking about this, but just thinking ahead, like, what if we have a disaster? What if we are in a situation where we have to scale up very quickly? All those decisions we are taking into account. They've gone through the process of everything that's going on with COVID to now. Still no red card, no scaling issues, no performance issues. Everything is just working as usual. So we prepared them to get working with Acquia. We were able to come up with a solution that didn't only solve the client's problem at that time, but solve it for that time and 5 years and 10 years in the future. And that client is very happy today. And that type of collaboration is part of the reason why we are an Acquia partner, because we work very closely with them. We just don't refer clients and say, go use Acquia. We work with Acquia, work with the client, prototype, workshops, and then come up to a final recommendation to use it. And so far, we've had no regrets making those type of recommendations.